everybody? What's up YouTube? What's up K-pop family? It's your boy Ty, giving you the best and being the best of K-pop. For our good little K-pop news corner, I'm about to tell you what's going on in good in K-pop, bad in K-pop, stressful in K-pop. So without further ado, let's just talk about some K-pop. So our first story today is JYJ's Jaejoong reveals what he was afraid of in the military. So in a recent photo shoot slash interview with Star One, JYJ's Jaejoong has revealed that he was afraid in listening to the military and being away from his fans. He was afraid of being forgotten, basically. He was saying like it was scary to enlist, but that was his duty. He got to do it for his country. And he was like, well, I just know this is a duty and this is like what I got to do. But at the same time, like, I don't want to quit working because I don't want to like disappoint my fans, and I don't want my fans to forget me. So that's circling around, you know, after he already enlists, and he's been enlisted for a while. He released two singles that he did prior to going into the military, so nobody would like forget his voice, I'm guessing, or forget his music and stuff. He also said in the interview that he's been blessed enough to have debuted 14 years ago and still be kicking it, but at the same time, you never sure about how people's minds is gonna go and how what's a new thing that's gonna come up and like seem like it's gonna be replacing you. So I can feel where he coming from. I can feel where he coming from. You know, the fact that he has debuted for so long ago, and this is type 2 of a cutthroat business, I can see where he's coming from with saying he's like afraid that, you know, not having my face out there too much might have some people like, oh my gosh, like he just abandoned it, like some crazy stuff like that. Like, I see where he coming from. I mean, me personally, not military service over here, but say if I was an artist and I went to jail, I would want to do, before I went to jail or before I went to prison or whatever, I would want to do music so I can keep my fans entertained, keep my fans knowing that like, yo, I'm still gonna be, after I get out, I'm still gonna be doing music, so just don't forget me. So I can see where he coming from. And it's crazy that was his most fearful thing while he was in the military. Shit, mine would be that these bastards actually get the balls and try to do something, and then I gotta be in battle. That would be my thing. So you know what? I'm type 2 blessed that in America is not mandatory, because I don't think nobody would attack anybody nowadays, especially with laws. But I'm just surprised that the most thing he was scared of is being forgotten instead of war. Okay, our second story is victim in Iron's assault case to appeal his sentence. So let me start off by saying about this. Before I read this thing, I did not know about this mess. I didn't hear this. I love me some Iron, but I just don't stay in that type of, like, I'm just not in news like 24/7, so I didn't hear nothing about this. So Iron's ex-girlfriend and her law team plans on appealing his sentence that he got by prosecutors. So according to Seoul Police, last September there was a situation where they were together. I think it said they was having sex or something like that, and she didn't listen to his girlfriend at the time, didn't listen to him, so he started beating her or whatever like that. And then when she tried to break up with him, like a week or two after that, he beat her up again and causing her to break a pinky or sprain a pinky or something like that. So after that, she took his ass to court. I would have took his ass to court too, because you don't put your hands on nobody. So the court found him guilty of all charges. They gave him 2 years probation and 80 hours of community service and 8 months of prison time if probation was broken. Now, originally, prosecutors sought out for him to just get like a year in prison, period, point blank. But because they just gave him 2 years probation, 80 hours community service, her law team is like, yo, you giving him too much you giving him a light sentence. So we're going to appeal that sentence and we taking this back to court. Now, I feel for the girl. I would, to be honest, if I was being abused in a relationship to a point where I'm like fearful, yes, I would leave that person. And if I try to leave that person and the bastard attack me again, you're going to be damn straight. If I would be pissed off, there ain't no damn way this boy is going to break probation because he don't want to go to prison. Secondly, I don't want to see his face. Like, if he just has 2 hours probation and 80 community hours, for a good minute, I do not want to see his face. So either I'm taking him back to court so he can get a prison sentence or a jail sentence, or I'm going to do something where he break his damn probation and his ass is going away anyway. See, I'm one of them type of people. You know what, me personally, I love freaking Iron. I love his music. I love his like EPs, his mixtapes, his singles, all of them. I got them on my phone. I love this dude. But that's just that's just unacceptable. Like, period, point blank. You don't put your hands on anybody, more so a woman that didn't even douche. I could see if she threw a vase at you and you was just trying to restrain her and she got hurt or something like that or whatever. But nah, you hitting a bitch because she don't want to do what you want to do. And then you hitting a bitch because she trying to break up with your crazy ass. See, we got a problem here. But you know what? I think her peoples is really going at it good. They're just taking them back to court. They're trying to get a different sentence, probably more of a hard time or a longer probation or more community service hours or whatever like that. So I think it's good that she's going after him in a good way, and it's not no crazy stuff going on like revenge, like what's that, a tick for attack thing type of thing, whatever. Down to our final story, you guys. Meet the first openly gay K-pop star who's about to go off with a bang. Now, yo, I saw this dude face on the cover of like 3 freaking different news. I saw him on Billboard, I saw him on Next Shark, and I saw him on Teen Vogue, I think it was, or some shit like that. So Marshall Bang is a Korean American singer from Orange County, California, and he's about to make his debut in mid-August with his new Korean EP. Now, he was in an interview with Next Shark, that's the one I'm getting this off of, and they was talking about how his style of music and what he want to do when he goes to he's like finally debuts in Korea, and like how did he get into the business and stuff, basically. So he said his style is more like an R&B type soul style, and then he talked about how when he was going to Korea in the first place back in 2012 when he auditioned for what's it called, Star Audition on NBC, that he really didn't want to go, but he went. People convinced him to go over there. He told how he didn't want to go because he just got settled in New York. He was just like vibing and chilling in New York, and then the program called him and was like, yo, we want you to come out here and audition. He was like, I don't know, but a bunch of his family and friends convinced him to go over there. So he went over there, he auditioned. I didn't read much about him auditioning, how far he went and stuff, but I do know he did end up going over there and auditioning. So I guess he liked it, and I guess he vibed with it. So he knew Korean, so he was like, why don't I just make my songs in Korean? So everybody's been buzzing about him because he's the first openly gay K-star, Korean pop R&B type of star right now. Now, he also did say in this interview with Next Shark that he is a little nervous because you always don't know what to expect from having that name first in like your title or your like legacy or whatever you want to say. He did say he's proud of who he is. He's proud that he's gay. He's proud that he's Korean American. He's proud that he's Asian American, all of that. He's just scared a little bit that he don't want to let down his fans. He don't want to let down his Asian community fans, his LGBT community fans, by just that thing of first being in his like title or whatever like that. And I can see where he coming from, being a type of like, being, in this case, Asians are a majority, but in this case, he's also LGBT, so he is a minority, and a pretty minority business because there's not that many openly gay people in South Korea. I can see where he's coming from when he says he's nervous. I would think anybody start any type of career would be nervous, but also if you're starting a career and you already got like first stuck with it because you're like first this, that, and the third, that I can see what he's saying. That's a lot of pressure. Like, that would be a lot of pressure. I don't know a lick of, I know some Korean, let me say that. I know basic stuff that I hear on like TV shows and stuff like that. I know basic stuff. But if I learned Korean and went over there to try to be a Korean star, nah, yo, I'm gay, I'm black, and I'm like, nah, yeah, I'm gay and I'm black. And I'm from the project, so like it'll be a lot of pressure for me to be trying to make it big over there specifically. But yo, I can tell you this, ain't no amount of freaking shame, hate, whatever you want to call it, whatever type of scrutiny he gonna get, because this boy is gonna prove himself. Because I heard his freaking music, I already knew who he was. I didn't really look into him, but before I saw when I saw this article, I said, oh, I remember him, and I looked up some of his music. That boy can freaking sing. That boy, yo. Child, he already got a fan out of me, to be honest. And he ain't even released his Korean stuff yet. So, best believe when he releases stuff and he releases a music video or whatever, best believe my tail is going to be right on site reacting to it up on this good channel right here. So, I'm excited for him. I'm proud of him. He got my full freaking support, being an LGBT member, being a Korean American member, and trying to make waves. He got so much pressure on his shoulders, but he got my full support, and I'm like right here ready. So that is it for our good little K-pop news corner today, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow our socials, and I'll see you next time here on That Tie. Chat, I'm hot. I need some water.